afternoon. How are we doing today? I hope everyone's all right underneath quarantine. Many states are under official lockdown, but as of recording, there is no federal lockdown. I just want to, reiterate some of the things I said in my last coronavirus video. I'm going to make this real short so it's much easier to consume. And I want to answer some of the more, I suppose, pressing questions. I don't have a list in front of me, and admittedly, this is not scripted. So forgive me if I omit something that you feel is important. I will definitely be making more frequent follow-up videos as to the schedule. I don't know yet. So please, if it suits you, please share this video with your friends, share this video with your families, share this video with your communities, with your Discord channels, with your IRC channels, just to help further the spread of accurate information, which actually helps me segue into my first inquiry that I've noticed come up a lot. Why is there so much disinformation about coronavirus? I think that the answer for that is actually very simple. Fear. Fear. It's a fear of change, a fear of change of the status quo. For some people, the thought of not having to go to work every single day to pay mortgages, pay bills, is unfathomable. And because it's unfathomable, the process of it actually happening inspires so much fear in people that they want to cling on to the nearest, most desperate hope that they can find in order to rationalize their worldview as it shatters in front of them. I suggest watching H. Bomber Guy's entire video talking about flat earthers and climate deniers. Most of the video, admittedly, is a comedic riff on, but it's a satirical comedic riff on sort of taking down flat earthers and climate deniers a peg. But towards the end, he gets more into the psychology of why people like that exist. And I believe that the same fundamental principle applies here. You may hear some audio in the background. I actually have Andrew Cuomo's coronavirus briefing from today playing in the background just to help keep my mind on track. So the answer to your question, why is there so much misinformation? I think it's fear. Should you be wearing a mask? At this point, the answer is still no. Unless you're sick and you are working an essential job, you do not need to be wearing protective personal equipment. You need to be inside the house. You need to be staying away from groups of people, especially older people, although now we're seeing more and more cases of even younger people not only being critically hospitalized, but dying from coronavirus in recent days. So please, if you are not working an essential job and commuting and getting into contact with people, please do not wear protective equipment. Right now, that equipment is critically needed. Masks, ventilators, gloves, everything is critically needed for health officials and health workers, people who are working in hospitals every day, still admitting patients, and still trying to take care of society. So no, you don't need a mask. Before this gets too long, let me get to my main 2 points, why I really made this video. The first of those points is this. Regardless of the coverage you may be seeing in the news, the federal government is not doing enough to respond to coronavirus fast enough. And this leads to my second point. Because the federal government missed their window of opportunity to truly flatten the curve, as Dr. Fauci has said. Because they have missed their opportunity, we will see more unnecessary deaths in the United States. And I also want to make a very grim prediction. Before the end of April, the United States will have at least once had the most confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the entire world. In the entire world. I'm not saying this to sound pessimistic, and I'm not saying this to inspire fear in anyone listening. This is just to give you context, to give you a scope of how much our administration, how much the Trump administration is truly fumbling the bag. But it's not just about the economy. It's not just about housing. And unfortunately, it's not just about healthcare, although healthcare is a very crucial part of it. We're talking about the right to live. This coronavirus, COVID-19, has threatened our way of life like never before seen. This is an unprecedented time, and I mean that with no exaggeration. I was born and raised in New York City. My mayors were Rudy Giuliani and Bloomberg. Even during the roughest of snowstorms, the craziest of weather conditions, New York City public school almost never closed. I think we had 2 snow days, and they were back to back snow days. Once, and it might have been in 2004. New York City schools never close. New York City public schools are closed. Chinese stores, nail salons here in New York City, they do not close. Every single store across Fifth Avenue, all the Chinese owned stores, closed. This is an unprecedented time for so many reasons. And hopefully I'll be able to get into more of those later. But I really want you to walk away with, I guess, those four general pieces of knowledge. Why are people spreading misinformation? Because they're scared. Do you need to wear a mask? Only if you're an essential worker who's commuting or, in contact with other people who may not be infected. And that the federal government's not doing enough, and their lack of action will cost human lives. It will. That's a guarantee. Thanks for watching. Um, Sorry if it was a bummer, but please, again, I feel like this is really important information, so do share it with anyone who's willing to listen. Um, like the video if you liked it, downvote it if you didn't like it. Leave a comment if you want to say anything, not even to talk to me, just to express your thoughts, because I understand this can be a very trying and difficult time. All right, have a good one.